pump it up?
Oh, we'll have to turn on our air compressor, which compresses air and then shoots it into the tire. Compressed air will make a tire hold weight.
How will you keep it in?
Do you know that the first tires were made out of probably rocks? And then the next tires after that were probably wood. Or maybe the first tires were wood and the second tires were rocks. But those right there would be the two materials that tires were made out of. I would say maybe the first tires were made out of logs. So the first man made tires out of logs. Then the next guy made tires out of rocks. He was probably a caveman. And then somewhere along the line, they started making tires out of metal. Metal tires work real good. They last a lot longer than wood. They're not as heavy as rocks, and they're pretty strong. But they're really a rough ride. Then somebody invented rubber. And rubber comes from a process of doing something to a rubber tree. You do something to a rubber tree, melt it in a pot with sassafras bark or something, heat it up to 175 degrees and churn the bark with a stick. I don't know what they do to make rubber out of a rubber tree, but when they started using rubber trees and making rubber, they decided to make rubber tires. But the first rubber tires didn't have any air inside of them. The first rubber tires was a metal or a wood wheel with rubber strapped around the outside because the rubber would make it softer. And then also rubber gets better traction on the ground than wood or metal. So rubber tires were good, but it was just rubber padding on the tires.
Well, I think it just needs air.
Then some smart person came up with the idea of having a hollow rubber tire on a metal wheel that you could pump air pressure into, pressurize air. So it has to be airtight so air can't escape your area. Then you force air in. You force air in, and then your tire pumps up, and when you're driving, the weight of your vehicle is bouncing on the pressure of air inside your tires. That makes for a bouncier, more comfortable ride when you're going somewhere. Also, it gives the vehicle better traction because it sort of puts a little push down on it. And that's how we got the modern day tire.
Well, I think you should just put air in here.
Thanks.
Maybe they should just...
Well, there's already air in it. There's air in everything.
Yeah.
Air just goes in stuff. If you open your mouth, what happens?
Air comes in.
Air goes in. It has to. Air wants to go everywhere. Air doesn't care. Air goes up, air goes down, air goes sideways. It's hard to keep air out of anything. There will always be air in everything. It's impossible to take it out. But what you can do is push more air into a space. So if you have a space where nothing can get in or out unless you want it to, like a tire, there's already air in there, and your tire's flat because there's not that much air pressure. But once you push lots of air in there, get in my tire! Get in my tire! Get in my tire! You do that with your air compressor. Your air compressor pushes air into your tire and pushes a lot of air into a little space, and then it's pressurized. Just like me. No, slow down with that. The air is pressurized in your tire, and that makes it inflate and hold more weight.
There's